From the 13th Sunrise, everyone, glad you are starting your Sunday and week right here with us. I'm Matthew Foltz alongside Lindsay Moreau.
Yeah.
And as we just saw, Lindsay, fans are out there. It's been a wet morning, but
yes,
things are starting to dry up a little bit.
Yeah, I was hoping we could get in all of this rain before most of the fans got downtown, and I still think that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
So we've still got some pretty widespread shower activity, especially just southeast of the city. So I do want to start with what it looks like on the east side of town. This is actually over on I-70 at State Road 9. That's at the Greenfield exit. So this is where we've got some pretty steady rain falling at this hour. We've got the water on our camera. You can definitely tell some wet pavement out there this morning, and do want you to use caution when traveling because it's been raining basically all through the overnight. We've got standing water, especially on our local city streets, and the potential that we could have some flooded out lanes. Not to mention a lot of leaves came down with this rain and wind over the past 24 hours. That's creating some slick surfaces. Keep that in mind for your travel plans today. Want to put this into motion over the past 30 minutes. Notice that the heaviest of the rain has been tracking just to the south of Greenwood, now getting ready to cross over that I-74 corridor down in Shelby County, and most of this organized rain still hanging on to the southeastern quadrant of the state. So over the next few hours here around the Indy Metro, not going to rule out potentially a few more lingering lighter showers, but this is all exiting, and eventually over the next few hours, especially as we get into the afternoon, I believe most of this rain is going to wrap up and we will see drier air returning, and that's going to clear the sky back out. So I would still stay rain gear ready over the next few hours as temperatures hold steady in the 50s, even now climbing into the low 60s across the southern tier of the state. Once the rain exits by about noon completely here in the Indy Metro, the sky clears. We're going to bring back a little sunshine, even with temperatures rebounding into the upper 60s. We'll talk more about the clearing sky and the return of sunshine in your full forecast.
We'll see you then, Lindsay. There is still no verdict in the Delphi murders trial this morning. The jury has yet to decide the fate of Richard Allen. He's accused of killing Abby Williams and Libby German in February of 2017. The trial has included 17 days of testimony, 64 witnesses, and hundreds of pieces of evidence. The jury deliberated at the Carroll County Courthouse yesterday for 5.5 hours. Richard Allen was also at the courthouse. He has the option to be there if the jury has questions for the court or wants to review evidence. Yesterday was the third day of deliberation, but the second full day. After both sides made their closing arguments on Thursday, the jury deliberated for about 2 hours before heading home. They must now decide if Richard Allen is guilty of 2 counts of felony murder. That's murder while committing or trying to commit kidnapping. The state says Allen kidnapped Allen and Libby off the Monon High Bridge at gunpoint before taking them down the hill across the creek and killing them. Allen faces 2 other charges of murder in their deaths. The jury has the day off today, but will be back in the courtroom tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Our Emily Longnecker and Bob Siegel will both be there as well as we wait to hear what the jury will decide. The weekend got off to a violent start here in Indianapolis. Right now, Metro Police are investigating multiple shootings all within the last 24 hours. The latest happening on the city's west side just before 2:30 this morning on West Lake South Drive. This is near 465 and Rockville Road. Right now, we're still working to get more information, but right now, Metro Police confirms that one person was critically injured in this shooting. Hours earlier, around 10:15 last night, a man was injured in the shooting on the city's west side. It happened on Denison Street near Washington and South Lyndhurst Drive. That's where officers were called to a house for a welfare check. When they arrived, officers say they found a man who was shot in the head. Police say he was initially in critical condition but was upgraded to stable. Before that gunfire, police say we had 3 more shootings across the metro. 5 victims since yesterday morning. We know that one of those people injured lost his life at an East Side apartment complex. Our Marina Silva now shares what we've learned.
IMPD has been going into this apartment building this evening. We're told when they got here, they found a man shot inside one of those apartments. He died a short time later.
Detectives now figuring out what led to gunfire at Maple Creek Apartments that took a man's life.
Active violence in this city is a tragic one. Anytime that there's a loss of life, that's a family that's torn apart. That's a family that's getting a knock on the door that nobody wants to hear.
Just before 6 Saturday evening, someone called police about shots fired. When officers got here, they found the man shot inside. His family, now devastated.
We have family, people that have just lost somebody. And I don't want you to imagine that's something that would happen to you, but it's very real.
Police are still investigating, and so far, they don't have a suspect in custody.
We can't urge the community enough to please call us if they have saw anything, heard anything out of the ordinary. This is an apartment complex. There's children who play out here on the very streets that we're standing right now.
IMPD has not released the name of the victim just yet. We are waiting to hear from that. We will keep you updated once we know. Reporting in Indy, Marina Silva, 13 News.
And today marks a grim anniversary. You might remember back in 2012, an explosion in a South Side neighborhood was criminal. 2 people were killed when a house in Richmond Hill exploded as part of an insurance fraud scheme. In all, 4 people were arrested, and the man who planned it died in prison. After our sunrise show this morning, head over to WTHR Plus on our streaming app as we look back at the Richmond Hill explosion and its impact on that community. Again, that's coming up at 10 a.m. 9:06 on your Sunday morning, and IU is waking up still undefeated. For the first time in program history, the Hoosiers are 10-0. 8th-ranked IU beat Michigan yesterday 20-15. Our Dominic Miranda was there and breaks down this historic record.
It's a party in Bloomington. 10 Windiana continues to have an historic season and do things this program has never seen. It wasn't pretty Saturday night, but when the dust settles, it's a 2015 win for IU over defending national champ Michigan, improving to 10-0 for the first time in Hoosiers football history. Another phenomenal environment in Bloomington for this one. Coming into the game Saturday, IU's average margin of victory was nearly 33 points per game. And it felt like we were trending that way with a 14-point Hoosier lead at the half. But Michigan responded in half number 2, drawing within 2 points at one point. But it was a field goal and a 4th down stop down the stretch that saw IU emerge victorious.
Gutty find a way to win. I'm sure glad we played this game at home because our fans played a big role tonight. I thought it was a great crowd. I'm glad we won. I don't like the way we played. I'm not happy with the way we played, and particularly on offense in the second half. Championship teams find a way to win football games, and they're not all time you get style points. And this is probably the first one we haven't gotten style points. Let's face it, we didn't even trail till last week. We obviously had our struggles, but we found a way to get it done, and this is a team.
This offense didn't score like we've grown accustomed to, but the Hoosiers won ugly and remain unbeaten. A perfect 10-0.
Gutty win. Gutty win. Not many style points there. Not going to be many people banging the drum saying Indiana ought to be rated higher in the BCS and all that good stuff. But, you know, the Indiana Hoosiers are 10-0 and have a week off, and so does Coach Signet's got a day off tomorrow.
10 wins is the most in a single season in program history for IU football. The 8th-ranked Hoosiers continue to burst onto the scene and have fun doing it. Just ask any fan who was at Memorial Stadium Saturday night. This place was electric. A much-needed bye week for IU this coming week, then a date with the 2nd-ranked Buckeyes of Ohio State in Columbus. I can't wait for that one. Here in Bloomington, I'm Dominic Miranda, 13 Sports.